Hello and welcome back to RBG Esports, the Gauntlet number 32. I'm your host, Beard Runner. Joining me is World Car, and we just saw our first match of the night, which was our first quarterfinal match of Alert versus Last Laugh. Alert took the series 2-1 and have moved on to play What OK in a best-of-5 semifinal match. We're going to let them do their thing, and we are going to jump into the other semifinal match, which is going to be a interesting match, I should say. I don't know how this is going to play out. I mean, I definitely know who my pick is going to be, but I hope that I'm surprised.
Well, look at it this way. There's 52 teams. If you make it to the top 4 out of 52 competitive North American teams, you're at least going to be very hot or very good. So
Yep.
I think while 72-pin Connector, who is the roster of Jacob, Noxus, and Lion Blaze, is definitely big names, I haven't personally seen them play together. I'm sure they've done a few events or, played ranked a lot, but we don't know how they work as a team yet very well. And Avidity could have some great team chemistry that's popping off tonight because they made it to the semifinals. They have made it through. I'm just checking now, 3 series, and they've dropped 1 game. So they're pretty hot right now. That said, I'm still gonna predict 72-pin Connector. Noxus and Jacob are just an unstoppable force, and Lion Blaze has been popping off on Johnny Boy's stream, taking down the best 1v1 players in the world. So he's probably pretty good. So that's, I guess, going to be both of our predictions.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the outcome, I'm really excited to see how Avidity does pair up against 72-pin Connector, because Avidity is going to be playing in the qualifiers for RLRS, and they're going to be making a run for it. So if they're going to have any chance at making it into RLRS, they're going to need to be able to beat teams like 72-pin Connector. We did have our players of 72-pin Connector join a little early. Looks like maybe Noxus's computer crashed, so they're doing the dance of the lost teammate.
It's a difficult dance
as they keep the clock from starting. So we'll let them keep doing that. Dan, I liked what you were saying about we haven't really seen 72-pin Connector. We haven't seen this roster play together a lot, and it is kind of a new roster. We know that Noxus and Jacob have played together in the past,
right?
But we haven't seen how Lion Blaze fits into the mix. Yeah, that game is starting. We'll all get out of there and restart that server. I want to say that Lion Blaze is going to be just a phenomenal player and be able to fit in however he needs to. But there is still that learning curve, figuring out how people communicate in voice chat and what their tendencies are on rotations, how consistent they are with all of their touches, what mechanics they're capable of. There's a lot of elements that go into new teammates joining your roster. So as far as I know, this Avidity roster may have been playing together longer than the 72-pin Connector roster, which may give them a little bit of an edge.
Right. And if you ask me, I think I'm gonna just guess that Lion Blaze is gonna slot into any team he's put on because he's just so dominant on the ones field. That means he's confident in his game. That means he doesn't really even need to focus on himself in threes. He can look at his teammates and analyze them and learn them as they practice in boot camp leading up to rival series play-ins. So, with that said, I think that the potential team chemistry of Avidity could be a game changer. But the level of play that you're going to have a player like Jacob at and a player like Noxus, they have been at the top of the North American scene. Jacob literally has played with NRG for years, and it's from Kings of Urban days. It's just the level that Jacob is at as he's getting back into the pro scene for Rocket League is just such a high level. And then Noxus, a young player, has been just meeting that with grinding and just practicing so much, practicing his own game. I think
he has that drive for sure.
Right, exactly. I think they're just at such a high level that when you add in Lion Blaze, it's like there's not even a question. It doesn't matter how much your team has practiced. It's just
Yeah.
going to be really tough.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I do still stick with my prediction. I think it's going to be 72 pin connector.
We both
Uh,
agreed tonight then
yeah,
on both of them.
man, we need to disagree in the finals just to
Yeah.
add some drama to this stream. So we've got all our teams in now. Uh, we'll see if we can get them to start playing.
All right.
Yeah, go.
All right.
All
Here we
right. So
go.
we've got
Semifinal.
Avidity in the blue, 72 pin connector in the orange. Game 1 of 5. Semifinals are a best of 5.
One thing just off the bat I noticed, it doesn't really mean much. It might not mean anything, but I think it's kind of cool that Jacob is not using any of his RLCS titles or anything. He's trying to restart his career, not rest on his laurels of past glory. He's trying to work his way up from the bottom. And in esports, that's kind of what you have to do when you're a veteran. You have to rebuild yourself from the start.
Well, also when you're a veteran, you don't need the title for anyone to know your accomplishments. Everyone knows who Jacob is.
That is very true. He does not need to show off anything.
You hear Jacob, you think of that big foam hat, and you think of RLCS.
Yep, that's true.
All right, into the play-by-play. Lion Blaze sends this one down to the blue side. Percy picks it up and sends it back over. We've got a bit of a tennis match going on so far in this game number 1. Turkey Tendies, I love the name, carries that one over in front of 72 Pin's goal. Jacob going to clear that one off of his own backboard. And
are they in
Avidity
uniform?
is staying on top of this.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it looks like Noxus and Jacob are matching cars, so they're really getting into the team, trying to build team chemistry through cosmetics. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, whatever you can do to strengthen that bond.
Yep.
Turkey Tendy's picking this one back up. He's going to pop it up over Noxus. Lion Blaze gets back in time to clear that one away, and he'll follow it up, getting that recovery on the wall and just jumping right back into it. Noxus beating Turkey Tendies to get that in front of the blue goal, but Innocence will clear that one away. Jacob staying on top of it.
The goalie bump.
Blaze coming in from midfield. He'll hit that into the corner, and Noxus. I didn't even have to think about it. I didn't even have to see Noxus coming in. I knew Noxus was going to be coming for that one. Such a good pass from Lion Blaze, popping it up.
And that's just one of the reasons Noxus is such a serious player. It's that he had to cut an angle. He had to not shank it off the post there, and it wasn't even a question. He will make that literally 100 times out of 100. That's how consistent he is. And that's how dedicated he is to being the best. And, you know, that's just got to be really scary for Avidity. They can't give 72-pin connector even an inch, or they're going to take a mile.
Noxus continuing that dominating style, just carrying it all the way. He's like, let me just hold on to this real quick. Look at past Innocence. All right, I'm going to stay with this. Turkey Tendies, I see you, man. Good try, but that one's going in. And at that point, there's really not much that Turkey Tendies can even do.
Right.
Who is Turkey Tendies?
I haven't heard of him.
On the Smash GG roster. Is that Percy?
Okay. Let me see. I will check that for you right now.
No, I guess it would be probably Chicken.
It's probably Chicken.
Sticking with the poultry in his name, maybe.
Yep. And his full name, his full legal name in Smash GG is first name Chicken, last name Boy. So he's all about that poultry.
Noxus hitting this one out to mid. Innocence goes up for it. Lion Blaze keeping it out of that orange goal, and he'll continue that push. Blocked by Turkey Tendies to keep this one at midfield. 72-pin connector doing their best to stay on offense, but that one is going to go back to their side. Jacob carrying it easily over their own goal, and he'll bring that out to mid. Gets the challenge on Innocence. Turkey Tendies comes off the wall to hit that one once more. Lion Blaze keeping it on that blue side, not able to do much else with it. Innocence picks this up, flicks it over Jacob. Noxus is ready for it, but does get interrupted a little bit by another blue team player. Percy wearing that NRG decal that just completely messes with me every single time I see it on the blue team.
Yeah, right? It's very confusing, but I guess it works for him. So I've been just seeing a couple really close chances. Turkey Tendies just drops it down. That we've seen 2 goals that are just wheel hits, kind of making sure they're accurate, but they're not fast at all. Because he can't hit that harder. It's going to hit off the backboard and out. So very just precise touches in front of the net from both teams Noxus and Turkey Tendies putting in wheel hit goals so far in the first game.
Yeah, and that one was a little bit of a miscommunication on 72-pin connector's side, as we saw Jacob go up for it and get that touch to keep it in front of their goal. Wow. As we saw another one of their teammates go flying past. So the double commit there didn't help them on defense, but they turned it back around, got back on offense. Noxus put it there for Jacob, and Jacob finished that one off with Noxus getting the goalie demo.
And the assist. He just goes off the wall, sets it up for Jacob, starts instantly boosting for the goalie. It's very, very impressive. He lands, and then goalie demo, empty net for Jacob. That's going to be a goal every day of the week. But I mean, we see a little trouble in paradise here from 72-pin connector with that double commit on defense. I think Avidity needs to get up in their face, kind of like we saw in the quarterfinals. Make them make more mistakes like that, because you know that they'll make them. Now it's been proven.
Noxus and Lion Blaze sitting in goal. Lion Blaze will stay back on the backboard.
Oh,
Takes
good
this
fake.
one past Innocence. Turkey Tendies manages to keep it on that 72-pin connector side. Jacob coming off the back wall. He's going to try to follow this one up. Can't challenge Turkey Tendies. Noxus loses his challenge as well. Percy dropping it down. Lion Blaze didn't even see him in the back of the goal, but he popped right out. Saved that one. Noxus keeps it a little high over that blue goal.
Jacob
back to his own goal. Ooh. Jacob, he knew what he was doing. It worried us because we're bad.
Yeah, right.
And we would have messed that up 10 times out of 10.
The angle isn't quite there.
Oh, wow. He got the drop down, and Percy just couldn't quite get to it there.
He needed another soft drop down goal, but that was a tall order. He really didn't have much of an angle there.
Yeah, there are two goalies as well.
Let alone time to get an equalizer, but hey, hold on to hope.
10 seconds left on the clock. It's not looking like Avidity are going to be able to turn this one around. They keep getting so close to getting goals, though. And in a best of 5, we're going to see a lot more opportunities for them to try to figure out this other team and see what they need to change. So
yeah.
if they can't do it next game, they'll still have more opportunities afterward. But 72-pin connector do seem to be on the right track so far in this series. Noxus, Jacob, and Lion Blaze all just being super efficient players. Like you said, like Noxus passes the ball on offense and then immediately finds something else to do and goes for that goalie demo. All of them are making the most of all of their boost, all of their touches. They had that one miscommunication on defense that cost them the only goal against them.
I don't know. I think
like they pulled it together after that.
I think they've had a couple miscommunications on defense. It definitely does look like they're on track with a 3-1 win, as you'd expect from 72-pin connector, but there's been some defensive errors, and I think Turkey Tendies could have easily had a hat trick last game, and we're in overtime right now with a couple of those chances he got late in the game.
Yeah, I will agree. It's that like trust factor, I think, when you're with a new team.
Right.
Of like trusting where they'll be on defense. So even though they say they're going for it on defense, you jump anyway because you're like, oh, Noxus getting one past Turkey Tendies, who was just kind of flailing in goal. He might not have had any boost.
Soft touch from Jacob right there. He tried to get it below the crossbar. It would have been impossible to do, but it turned out it was just enough to set up Noxus. And just the precision we're seeing from those two right there. Lion Blaze is just kind of sitting in the background like, I'm just going to make sure I'm in position, and we're going to the grand finals. That's what it seems like right now, at least.
Right, yeah. Lion Blaze is doing a good job holding up the defensive line, too.
Definitely.
Big clear from Percy there. Noxus will hit it into his own corner. Lion Blaze will pick it up. Gets it past one. Turkey Tendies is there, but he gets it over him, too. They get the pinch shot. Noxus and Lion Blaze together, but Percy was there. Turkey Tendies putting one down for Percy, and that was a banger, but just off target. Noxus now hitting one to Lion Blaze. Innocence interferes.
I like that interference
from
Innocence right there, just to try to disrupt the play. They really can't allow 72-pin connector to make plays because it's just not going to work out well for Avidity. So as disruptive as they can be, the more disruptive, the better.
Yeah, they can't challenge early enough.
Exactly.
Because these guys can do whatever they want with the ball for the most part.
Just about.
Percy keeping that one clear over his goal. Goes a little bit past it off the wall. Don't think that's what he meant to do. Jacob now with an opportunity to drop it down. 2 members of Avidity clear that one away. It does find its way all the way over on 72-pin
What a
connector's
dunk!
side. And I was not expecting Percy to get that
Me
past both
neither.
defenders.
How did he have enough boost for this? He even got bumped by Lion Blaze. He keeps going, and Jacob can only hit it in one direction there. That was
yeah.
pretty much a checkmate play from Percy. There was nothing that 72-pin connector could do despite having 2 goalies. The ball's on their goal line, and it's going to be a 50-50 every time that just goes into their net. So really, really good play from Percy. Some real perseverance, you know?
Yikes.
He kept
3
going,
minutes
man.
left in game number 2. They just scored the equalizer goal. We're going to ignore the punt. Innocence up on the wall. I'm jealous I didn't think of it, honestly.
You love it. You love it.
Percy going into the corner. Lion Blaze beats him to it, but Percy does find Noxus in goal, forcing 72-pin connector to put someone else there for him. Turkey Tendies with that beautiful pass. Just didn't have anyone there to capitalize on it. Jacob now pushing that one forward into the blue side. Noxus keeping it there for himself. Gets that second touch off the corner as well. And Jacob and Lion Blaze going upfield for an attack. Noxus staying back. Lion Blaze comes across. Oh, man, I keep thinking Percy is an orange team.
Oh, right. There's 2 energy
I was like,
decals
why
that
did
are
he just clear that?
red? Yeah, I mean, you just got to focus on the name titles or the nameplates.
Yeah,
Jacob
exactly.
getting a bump. 2 of the Avidity players are in the orange net, but I guess 72-pin connector couldn't capitalize on that. That is
put a little too much effort into those bumps, perhaps.
Yeah, maybe. But that aggression is what they need, and that's the reason it's tied right now. I think Avidity's handling this really well.
Ooh, this is not looking good for 72-pin connector, but they did manage to squeeze that one out of their own goal. Lion Blaze puts one up, but Turkey Tendies is going to be able to drop that back down. Jacob and Lion Blaze.
Ran out of
Percy
boost.
to Turkey Tendies off the ceiling. This is a shot opportunity, and Jacob is there.
72-pin connector are sweating right now. This is not what you would have expected in game 2. But you could see a bit of team chemistry issues from the beginning on defense. So they just got to get
there again. We saw Noxus and Lion Blaze both
Lion
go for
Blaze. Oh.
And Percy is a speedy boy, just constantly getting back on defense in time. Turkey Tendies pops it over 1. He's going to try to stay with it. He gets the flip reset, and that one's going in.
Unbelievable. This was a 2-on-1 set up by Turkey Tendies by dribbling Noxus in the air, and then he gets the flip reset off the ball.
That was
Lion
beautiful.
Blaze
Someone
has no
clipped
chance.
that.
That was fantastic play. Holy cow.
That was
And just think of the
textbook pop-up flip reset. I love it.
Unbelievable. And the players that he's doing that on, that's really, really impressive.
Yeah, that's a big flex.
Right? So now they got the lead, 40 seconds, just got to hold on. Avidity can totally tie this series up. It's not out of the question. In fact, it seems like it's more likely to happen than not at this point.
Absolutely. 72-pin connector kind of look like they're scrambling a little bit. They just haven't looked secure in their rotations the last couple minutes of gameplay. Percy coming off the wall to challenge Lion Blaze. Lion Blaze gets it across to Jacob. Jacob can't do much with it with the oncoming defense. Jacob pops it up over Turkey Tendies. Innocence coming up from the blue side. Percy catches it at midfield. Lion Blaze is going to get that over him. Jacob gets the kill on Percy. Can they keep it up long enough to put another goal in? Noxus is keeping it up toward their backboard. Turkey Tendies just needs to control this toward the ground.
Oh, there it is.
That looks like that one's going to touch over on the orange side. Good game to Avidity Esports. They're going to tie up the series.
Well played from Avidity. They are just reading 72-pin connector and adapting. That's just very, very difficult to do. They're not intimidated at all. They've probably played these their opponents in 6-man plenty of times.
Yeah, probably.
So they probably got a good read. When you have a name like Jacob or Noxus or Lion Blaze, everyone is just studying your demos, watching how you play. It's really, you're gonna give a lot of your playstyle away just for the fact that you're playing on broadcast a lot, and there's a lot of VODs to look through if you want to see how you're gonna play.
Yeah.
Not saying they're actually doing like boot camp VOD research here for the bi-weekly Gauntlet, but it really seems like Avidity's able to read their opponents right now and then counter them, which is very, very impressive. And it seems like they're working as a unit.
Yeah, I mean, going up against such a stacked roster, that's got to have some sort of effect on them mentally, but they are staying firm. Lion Blaze hitting that back toward his own goal there. It was a little spooky.
Just a
I
little
think
bit.
last game we just saw so many kind of light double commits on defense on 72-pin connector where there just wasn't that trust and they both went for it and one of them got a light touch, leaving the other one out to dry.
Right. And
We'll
one
see.
thing I've noticed about Lion Blaze and how he fits in, it kind of seems like, remember how I said he was sitting back and letting the magic unfold? They need him to get more involved. I think because he's playing with an ex-RLCS player, a longtime rival series player, Noxus. I think. Oh, can he get this? Wow. Okay.
Oh, Jacob just barely gets it.
I think Lion Blaze is too concerned as he doesn't want to let his teammates down by making a mistake, and unfortunately, by being that careful, they're missing out on a lot of scoring opportunities. They need him to get more involved.
Yeah, we'll see if they let him kind of earn his own role on their team rather than kind of sitting back and letting Noxus and Jacob decide what happens. And we could be
Right.
misreading that, but that's kind of what looks to be the case right now. Lion Blaze going up for this one, pops it up. That one's not going to be reachable for his teammates, but Jacob is ready to counter that clear. Goes just wide off the ceiling. Innocence pops one up. Percy is on their side, and he almost gets that redirect. I would not have put money on two members of 72-pin connector whiffing there to allow him to even get that opportunity. But he looks pretty dedicated to that. Turkey Tendy's almost dropping one into his own goal after it bounces down off the ceiling. Lucks out just a little bit. Lion Blaze getting a nice clear off his backboard. That one's a little behind Percy, but he'll pop it up for Turkey Tendies to keep it going.
Just look at the ball control from Avidity. They're just passing to each other, even if it has to be a back pass. Just keep possession, and then you can control the play. That's something that 72-pin connector isn't really doing too much. They're doing two-man passing plays. They're making good clears, but the actual passing presence from Avidity. Wow, there were 3 goalies. Hold up.
Yeah, and it wasn't that fast of a shot. That was just perfect placement by Noxus, I think.
Yeah, that was a really, really unexpected shot. I think that it's like a changeup where they're expecting an absolute clang, and it's kind of slow.
Innocence being on the backboard didn't do him any favors there.
Nope.
He ended up flipping in the wrong direction. That's hard to do.
Good job, Noxus. About halftime, really just taking the lead, because this has been a bit of a sloppy game 3 from both teams.
Absolutely. And all of the team members of 72-pin connector are so strong individually, and they're all really solid ones players too.
True. I forgot about that, yeah.
Yeah, so we're seeing that show. Wow. Lion Blaze coming up for that one. Just nails it into the blue goal.
We are kind of seeing 1s versus 3s here. And both have their merits. But right now...
Oh, absolutely.
I guess the mechanics of 72-pin connector this game are taken over, because that's really what they have with the amount of hours they have, the practice and experience. That means their mechanics are going to just be a little bit superior to Avidity. And right now when Avidity's passing breaks down, the whole thing breaks down. So they got to just be a little more consistent, and they can totally come back here in game 3.
Yeah, it is far from over. 2 minutes left in game number 3. 2-0 lead for 72-pin connector, but 2 goals in 2 minutes is not unheard of for Avidity.
Definitely not. And with these passes, like Percy right there, that was a really, really dangerous pass.
Innocence was up for it, but Lion Blaze got that one. Ooh. Lion Blaze keeping it going. Nice. Something I have noticed is Lion Blaze doesn't seem to hit it to his teammates as much as he probably could. Turkey Tendies and Percy
what a shot.
Nail that one in. And there it is, goal number 1 in this match.
This was textbook. Involving all 3 players. A pass out of defense, pass at the midfield, and then the ball's building speed at each of those touches. So the final shot is actually a rocket. That was a really, really good play. That's kind of what we were trying to tell the teams to do last game, or in the quarterfinals. Just pass it out of your own zone, and everything's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, and then making the most out of that 2v1 situation, making that cross pass, which made it hard to read for Lion Blaze.
Right. And while we were talking, we just saw Tendies almost make an insane double tap. They're feeling comfortable. They have a minute. They could totally tie this up. They're not phased.
And Turkey Tendies staying with it. Jacob will get that over him. Ball's at midfield. Percy picks it back up. He's going to play it slow. He'll get that flick. And Lion Blaze clears it away clean. Turkey Tendies now waiting for a teammate to be present. Took a little too long. Noxus was able to interrupt that pass.
There's some really good boost management going on. Noxus with the shot again, almost off the crossbar. His unexpected shots are just so scary right now.
His placement is just so good.
Yeah.
So that was going to need to be top shelf in order for it to go in, but it's just like a millimeter too high.
Would have had to be perfect. But they're bringing up the field, passing out of defense, and then just passing around every part of the field. Avidity's doing everything right, but is it enough?
Final seconds, Innocence pops it up. It's going to come back down, and Lion Blaze is able to smash that one down into the ground. And that will give 72-pin connector the advantage in this series. It is series point for them.
What a close series, though. We're feeling a little shaky about our easy predictions, agreeing with each other here.
Hey, I'm happy with it. I love seeing close matches this late in the tournament.
Absolutely.
That's how it should be, honestly.
100%. This is better than I could have expected. And Avidity, it's so great to see the two different game modes clashing here. We've got the 3v3 team and the 1v1 team. And right now 1v1's winning, I think just by brute force, but really you can see the ability, that good team chemistry and passing. You can beat a team way more skilled than you if you can actually play as a unit and pass well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even one's players make mistakes sometimes, and if they're not playing in the best positions and rotations with their teammates, that's going to open up way bigger opportunities for Avidity. So good on them for sticking with it. And we're seeing a lot of good plays come out of them.
Absolutely.
They just need to prevent those couple goals that 72-pin connector keeps scoring.
Right. It's really not out of reach at all for them. We're having 1-goal games for game 2 and 3 here. This is very, very close. Could go either way at this point.
Jacob in the corner has options at midfield. Lion Blaze for one of them. And that one's going to go just off the goal. The bottom left. Ball's hanging out in 72-pin connector's side. Noxus hits it up slow. He'll keep that moving. Percy at midfield. This is where he likes to be. He's scored some goals from here before. Slowing it down, but that one will get taken away from him. Turkey Tendies.
You really can just see
got that demo.
Avidity just playing without any pressure. They're feeling free, even when they're down with 30 seconds left, down by 1. They're just feeling like the ability to play their game and make the plays they want to. So that's a really, really good sign for their roster. They could be a very scary team in play-ins, as this this semifinals placement at a minimum is going to really help them for seeding.
That's right. I don't know if we've mentioned that yet, but this RBG bi-weekly gauntlet is in consideration for RLRS play-ins seeding. So the teams that do well in this will have a tendency to get better seeding in the RLRS play-ins.
Yeah, and that's really important when you have all these mixed teams of really skilled players coming out to try to make a rival series run. You don't want to meet one of them in the first round. And by playing in these tournaments, you help avoid that for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. And after the news of now there being 10 spots in the RLRS,
that's right.
That's going to be big for a lot of teams. We're going to see a lot more of those bubble teams trying really hard and putting in all the effort.
Yeah, there's going to be 6 bubble teams in the rival series. 6 open slots.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of new faces.
Turkey Tendies puts one on. Lion Blaze keeps it away. Percy trying to get that back mid, but Innocence will pick it up. Puts it in the corner. Tries to get it back up over Noxus, but that one's going up. Jacob on the attack. Getting boost starved on the wrong side of the field.
Oh, there's just a really good pass upfield, but Innocence wasn't quite there. Didn't have the boost. Or wasn't in ball cam. So stay in ball cam, folks. You never know when your teammate's going to make an unexpected pass.
Noxus with the banger. Not a chance, though, as all of Avidity are back. Jacob with the back pass to Noxus. Turkey Tendies does the smart thing and intercepts that one. And now Innocence is in a position to just shoot on an open goal.
Where did this come from? Line Blaze, he got the demo. I think he kind of just had the fight or flight moment.
Yeah, he thought he could get that ball.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising because as a third man in midfield, that's a very risky challenge to make.
I think they had a third man back, but whoever it was going for boost. I think they were trusting Lion Blaze to get that. And now Innocence with another one. The pass from Turkey Tendies. So it's directly off of the kickoff. Jacob not able to get up to that one. And that's going to sting for 72-pin Connector. They've got a minute 30 left to score 2 goals to put this into overtime. If
now
anyone can do it, it's them.
Right. But I
the
mean,
way this game is going so far, we haven't seen a whole lot of really good offensive opportunities for 72-pin Connector. Avidity are doing a really good job of shutting them down.
Yeah, this game 4 has been a bit... Wow. What are these unexpected goals?
Popping another one up for Percy.
Did he jump off the backboard? Okay, off the sidewall. That's totally unexpected from Noxus. I think he didn't have any expectation that would be on net. And that low corner shot, far corner and low, that was really, really good placement. That's the last place that 72-pin Connector was guarding.
As fast as it was, especially. So now with a 3-0 lead with
what are they doing
just over a minute left.
Wow.
They're still going for more attacks on the offensive side. Jacob,
they're comfy.
Trying to get some relief. Brings it over to the Avidity side. See if Noxus can pick this up and make something for Lion Blaze. Lion Blaze decides to stay back. Right now, I think they might need to be going all out on offense if they want to make this a short series. But if they don't, we'll see a game 5.
I think it looks pretty likely at this point. We have not seen anything really too scary. Maybe that is one of the best shots that 7
to pull out the goalie beforehand. It was just kind of a pot shot on the goal.
They got to be more disruptive with
another opportunity. This one's better. Percy able to get to it though.
There's no time now, and they're gonna start thinking about game 5. But teams of this caliber probably are not panicking. They know when it's just a best of 1 now. They're not gonna let it go away. So this is a throwaway last couple minutes, but I think 72-pin Connector still pretty confident.
Yeah, I mean, these guys have a lot of experience in tournaments, individually and together. So they're not going to let it phase them too much. I mean, it's still going to sting. It'll sting anybody to lose 4-0 and when you have the advantage in the series.
I feel like I've seen so many times in community tournaments like this when it's a high-level team with ex-RLCS players, there'll be a 4-0 or 5-0 like what we just see here, and then the next game they will just go off. The RLCS, the high-level players just go off. So it is a little worrisome, but I think until we're a bit into game 5, we shouldn't be too worried for our boys Jacob and Noxus. But again, Avidity just showing that they really, really have something special with their team play.
Absolutely. They're making a really, really solid effort, and it would be really cool to see them in the finals. Speaking of which, I'm going to hop over to the bracket and see if we know the first semifinal winner. We do not. We still have What OK versus Alert ongoing.
Right now, we got
they
What OK
started about the same time as this one.
What OK's up 2-1. So yeah, it could go either way at this point. We don't know who's going to be facing the winner of this series in the grand finals. But that'll be coming up right after this match. We'll do a short break, and then we'll get you guys your best of 5 grand finals, and then tuck you into bed right on time.
This is your good night story, your bedtime story.
Exactly.
All right. First 18 seconds of game number 5. We've got a lot going on. We've seen the ball on both sides of the field. Lion Blaze dropping a good one down to Jacob, who just couldn't get there quite in time. Nox is keeping that ball in play. Lion Blaze, a nice touch over to Jacob. Back to Lion Blaze. That was nice. Lion Blaze not getting the best touch on it afterward. but they are starting to look for each other on the field better, and that is what's going to give them a huge advantage if they want to take game 5.
Oh boy, there was just a commit from Jacob accomplishing nothing. Oh,
Yeah, going for that demo in the back of the net.
yeah. And then his just
and then missing that one as well.
Patented disruption on the rotate back. Jacob is known for just being a nuisance, and as he goes back for defense, he just gets as many bumps as possible. So he's a very annoying player to play against, and he's showing that here.
Tactic.
Absolutely.
But you gotta nail those demos and bumps, otherwise.
Absolutely
it's not.
It's very high risk, high reward.
Percy's got this one. He's got an option with Innocence on his right side, and he's gonna make the most of it. That was picture perfect 2v1.
This is just unbelievable. Look at this team play. It's so easily calculated by Percy. He does a pump fake to make Noxus think he might shoot it, and then just an easy tap over to Innocence, who's waiting. It really does seem like Avidity has been playing together for a while. I remember we talked about the possibility of that in the pre-show for this game, but they've got some really mean team chemistry.
Yeah, and there was nothing Noxus could do about that one, really.
He did his best.
When you see 2 of your opponents and then 2 of your teammates behind those opponents,
yeah,
you're not in a good spot. It's going to be tough.
Not what you want to see.
All right, Jacob trying to keep this one in that blue corner. Lion Blaze follows it up as well. Noxus has the opportunity, does not make contact at all.
He was being shadowed by a defender, though. That was very, very close. He might have had to cut it so hard around the defender. Wow! Tendies with the accuracy, almost.
Yeah, that huge top bar placement. Turkey Tendies pinching this one out to midfield. Jacob now passing it forward. Doesn't have a teammate to redirect it. Puts the shot on it. Gets blocked by Percy and knocks his shot blocked by Turkey Tendies. Lion Blaze now with an opportunity. He'll hit that straight into Percy, who gets this one turned around. Trying to make an offensive opportunity out of it.
Percy just saved Innocence. Innocence literally passed it to 72 pin connector in the middle, and Percy bailed him out. That would have been such a shame for Innocence to give up their lead like that. But he's got a shot, and he doubles the lead. He goes from trying to.
Who hit that?
It was right here.
Jacob hit that over to Innocence. Yeah,
that's right. That's not the disruption we want to see on your rotate back, Jacob.
He saw Percy go up for it, and he was trying to interrupt it, but
oh no,
ended up making a pass out of it instead.
That's where his playstyle can kind of break down, where he's just, I gotta touch the ball, but that's kind of what the other team wanted him to do.
Yeah, and this game now is looking a little bit reminiscent of last game. Percy now with another opportunity, sees Noxus on the right side of the goal and hits it straight across where he can't reach it. And that is going to extend their lead by 1 more goal. It is 3-0 with 2 minutes left. Noxus, unfortunately, keeps getting stuck in that last man back position with just nothing to do. Like, he can't do anything better, really.
Right. And Avidity is just looking like a well-oiled machine every single play. Great double tap. Lion Blaze read that perfect.
There's the plays that we're expecting to see from 72 pin connector.
Look, just an easy read by Lion Blaze, upside down, it hits a top shelf. Like, if they get chances like that, this can be the lead that Avidity has can disappear.
Yeah, they went into that with such confidence. Like, Jacob knew he was going to get that second touch, and then Lion Blaze knew it too. So he was able to act on it so quickly, and Avidity just couldn't do anything. Percy trying to get this one turned around. Looks like Noxus with the challenge, keeping that in front. Noxus up in the air. He'll beat Turkey Tendies. Jacob has the chance to beat Innocence, but he does not. Percy now taking his time with this. Run out the clock while you can.
Yeah, why not? Hold on to the ball.
Jacob gets it past 1. Doesn't have a teammate forward with him, though. Lion Blaze is there for backup. Jacob hitting it across. Noxus goes sailing by, and that's going to leave their goal wide open. They were really committed to that play.
If this worked from Lion Blaze right there, you see him sail by, we would be looking at Rocket Daily's material. But unfortunately, it results in a triple commit. I don't know if Noxus didn't see Lion Blaze falling and still not back on defense, but that's an unfortunate triple commit. I think they're really feeling desperation right now on the 72 pin connector side.
Jacob popping this one over 1. Just a minute left for 3 goals. Make that 4 as Innocence puts in another one, aided by Percy, hitting it out of the box.
I think, barring a miracle, we have our grand finalists, most likely. And this just in, we have the winner of the other semifinal is What Okay. So that's Krazik's team is going to be facing most likely Avidity, barring some real popping off from Jacob, Noxus, and Lion Blaze.
Man, so we've had some big upsets tonight, and honestly, I'm not mad about it. I love seeing teams that you wouldn't expect to make to the...
What a bump!
Wow!
Innocence
Oh my
is just
gosh.
going off.
They're just bullying them now. They have families.
This is unbelievable. And like you said, there's so many upsets. This is what happens when there's a bit of a break in the event schedule after DreamHack Valencia, and there weren't a whole lot of huge events. We're going to see big teams, or really high skill coming out of teams that we've never heard of and taking down big teams that we have. So expect to see a lot of this in the coming weeks with the Rival Series play-ins.
Yeah.
We're finding out who's been grinding these past weeks and who's been really improving their team.
And even though it's looking like 72-pin connector can't secure the grand final spot in tonight's tournament, I can guarantee you we'll be seeing them continue to play together, and we'll see them showing up big in the future.
Absolutely. Top 4 placement.
Sports, man. They are looking very good.
Top 2. This is going to really help them for the Rival Series seedings.
Oh, wow. They tried to get that Brazil.
The Brazil to finish Game 5 would have been the cherry on top, but I think Avidity's just fine with moving on to the Grand Finals. They are not complaining. And now they have an option to get a bit of the money that our brutal format doles out to the single winner of the Grand Finals. If they get second place, there's nothing for them, but now they're within range of the $75 prize pool for tonight. And that number 1 spot, which, I mean, that would really, really help your seeding for Rival Series. You could even coast till August 24th or whatever the first qualifier is. You could coast riding this result and have a great seeding. So, yeah, good on them. Top 2 at least, and they're going to be facing What Okay in the Grand Finals. The roster of Krazik's, Infinite, Spider, and Ghost as a sub. We're not sure which is going to show their face as the third.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to actually watch them play yet, but we will be figuring that out shortly. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll get right back to you with the grand finals of the Gauntlet number 32. Stay tuned. We will be right back with more Rocket League action.
See ya.
Solar eclipses.